Hi everybody, Phil here. I thought today I would give you a bit of a rundown on what writing feedback means for me and a little bit more of a look into how to critique work. So today I'm going to share with you some writing which one of my clients did and I've given some feedback on. I'll just scroll through so you can quickly see, but we won't have time to read it. It's a blog post about how the writing process is a bit like having a messy chair that you throw everything on. You can see here it's really well laid out, and some of the comments that I've made too. So first things first, what I do with feedback and what I think is important is to find the difference between a correction and a comment. So you'll see here that things that I think should really change for the English, the use of English, or for something that's not quite right about the writing, I've made a direct correction here on the document. Other things, the things you see in yellow, are comments. As for a critique, it's really important to start off with the good, right? The positive things. So I like to write comments like this. I've said to my client, high readability and well formatted, lively vocab additions. And my client had actually underlined some of those, so you might be able to see them. And an engaging voice. I love the idea of the messy chair, but I think you could link it more clearly to the process of writing a post and stick to the metaphor more rigidly. So those are two sort of initial suggestions and my thoughts on the piece. And then, of course, the client will have time to go through all of these comments and things. Let me give you a little look under the hood of what I might comment on. So you can see there's a few corrections to the English here. Some of them are this might be for concision, right? So we've got hoping to read about writing tips. Well, there we've got these words to and about that aren't really adding anything, and we can replace that just with one preposition for. Okay, also wasting time rather than losing time, right, as a typical one, because probably in the client's first language here, they are the same word and it's very easy to get confused between those things in English. Might be a suggestion here as well. So we've got keep following my thought. It's not something we typically say in English, but train of thought is, and that's a nice natural expression that I've suggested there. So some of the comments as well that I have made, again, you can see them here. It's good to be positive, right? To give feedback on what writers are doing well as where they can improve. So I've said that the client is immediately engaging the reader here. You followed a link, right? As a reader, I'm definitely interested in this already because it's about me. And a comment here, writing tips or something else useful to improve your skills. Well, this word something is a bit woolly. There's not much to that. So it can be helpful to remove this. In fact, what we had done before, the week before with the client here, was talking about sentence structure and readability. And this first sentence is actually quite long. Right? If we look at the words, it's 26 words, which is quite challenging for a blog post. So we might want to just remove the end of that. Sometimes I'll make comments about as if I'm a reader, right? This is what I was thinking when I read this line. She said, we'll get there, I promise. For now, keep following my train of thought. And I thought, where's there? Let's be specific here. So as you can see, I make all these kinds of comments. Also just here is an example of some of the vocabulary that she's added in. And these are the things that we were working in previously on the course. So we've got identity crisis here, the lurking piece of furniture. I thought that was a great use of that adjective there. And also this term first things first, I think we've had that added. So there's loads of stuff that this blog is doing well, and I really like the idea of it. As you can see, the more detailed the feedback, the more useful it's going to be, because we don't all have time as bosses or colleagues to give this kind of feedback. So this is really important that you have someone doing this for your work